In December 2014, 75 people contracted measles from going to Disneyland, California. All they were trying to do was spend a fun filled day with their families, and they left with a very preventable disease. Measles, mumps, rubella, we've all heard these names, but we've never actually had to deal with them as an everyday issue. But with this day and age, a lot of people are foregoing getting vaccinated due to health risk factors and just being scared of the vaccinations themselves because they're not sure what's actually in the vaccinations and what they're actually injecting into their bodies and their children's bodies. This all stems from one man, Andrew Wakefield. Mr. Wakefield published a paper in 1998 claiming that there was a link between the MMR vaccine and autism. This paper was published in the prestigious medical journal The Lancet. Since 1998, everyone has been pushing back against vaccinations due to one man and one paper that was later discredited and led to him losing his license as a physician, an academic. Now he is a British anti vaccination activist, which leads the anti vax movement throughout the globe. It only takes one person to not get a vaccination to put everybody at risk. The way vaccinations work is if the general populace, 95% of the general populace, gets a vaccination, the other 5% will be protected under what is called herd immunity. Without herd immunity, diseases can run rampant and destroy whole populations and whole civilizations. According to the Center of Disease Control, rubella was eliminated from the United States in 2004. And for anybody that's never seen what measles can do to somebody, this is a little boy in Africa that contracted the measles. That is a little extreme, as there are no good vaccinations on that side of the world. In third world countries, they do not have the same access to healthcare the way we do over here in the United States. And if we continue to not get vaccinations and to push the agenda of one man over one paper that was written in 1998, it is 2023. There's no reason, with all the plethora of information that we have on the internet, libraries, the physicians that we can go see, that we should not be getting a vaccination. If you are healthy enough to do so and you're not immunocompromised, you should be going to any local drugstore or your doctor's office and getting a vaccination for these very preventable diseases. The World Health Organization estimates that between 2000 and 2013, measles vaccinations prevented 15 million deaths around the world. Without those vaccinations, 15 million people would have succumbed to a very preventable disease. Now, this being said, third world countries don't have access to as good of healthcare as we have in the United States. And that makes it even more imperative that we get vaccines here in the United States when we can. Because we are a melting pot as a nation, anybody can come over to the United States. If they are not vaccinated and have been exposed to these types of diseases, they can spread throughout our general population and to our immunocompromised and elderly as well. There was a paper published on January 9th, 2014 by Archana Chatterjee and Catherine O'Keefe. And this paper states, as a result of the vaccines discovered in the 20th century, parents and many healthcare providers of the 21st century have limited or no experience with the devastating effects of diseases such as polio, smallpox, and measles. A couple of years ago, we all went through a pandemic with COVID-19. And that was a very, very loud wake up call that we need to be better prepared for biological issues such as diseases. They did formulate a vaccination for it. A lot of people have gotten it, but a lot of people have also refrained from getting the vaccination until there is more information on how we can, what's in the vaccination. A lot of people are scared about that, and I definitely understand. I'm being one of them. I have not been vaccinated for COVID-19 yet, as the vaccination was rushed. Most of these other vaccinations that I mentioned, whether it be the polio, the smallpox, MMR, they took years to develop. COVID-19, this was not the case. But it does not change the fact that we need to go out and get vaccinations for these other very preventable diseases, such as polio, smallpox, measles, mumps, rubella. These are all things that we can vaccinate ourselves against. And it became a very real notion that we could be living like this every day, all over one little shot. And this one little shot can prevent an entire pandemic from happening. So I please urge you to go and get a vaccination.